We have another snapshot of the job market to consider. It's the payrolls report from Statistics Canada. It fleshes out the employment report it issues monthly. So we had Jeannie Lee go over all those numbers. Jeannie, great to see you. What are we finding?
Good to see you, Hannah. And what we're seeing here is that the job prospects out there are still pretty decent, though not as much as they were for a while there. So the payrolls report measures very simply the number of people out there who are getting paid and getting benefits from their employers. So this excludes the self-employed category, which is very hard to define when it comes to hours and actual wages paid. So this is really just people who are employed by an employer. And payrolls, they grew by 2.5% from a year earlier, which is not hugely astounding growth when you consider that the population is growing by as much as it is. And we heard more about that yesterday. And this is pretty consistent with what the other report, the employment report that we talk about every month, it had to say. And of course, that report has said that the unemployment rate has been rising in recent months. So a sign of overall weakening of the job market. This graph also points out another aspect of that. This was in today's report showing just over 700,000 vacancies, job vacancies in the month of July, which is down, as you see, dramatically from early on in 2022 when it hit a peak of 1 million job vacancies. So that's a lot fewer job vacancies. Sure, there's been a lot of hiring, but also employers are starting to not post jobs that are available because they are starting to feel the pinch of higher interest rates and higher costs overall. And also in terms of hiring, what we're seeing here in this report today, it's strongest in the public sector, healthcare, for example, public administration, social assistance, and less hiring, in fact, in the private sector. And of course, it's the private sector hiring that really adds juice to the economy, and we're starting to not see that. So a few more signs of weakening in the job market, Hannah.
And in both reports, Jeannie, what do we need to pay close attention to in this environment?
Really, we want to see just how much those interest rate hikes and just rising costs in general are starting to get to employers to the point where they stop or slow down their hiring. So here's what we're going to do in the next little while when we're on Job Watch. We will look at whether hiring is weakening as employers do grapple with those higher costs and interest rates. Will job vacancies continue to sink dramatically because employers are turning cautious? And this is a big one. Can wage growth keep cooling off, which is something that keeps overall inflation more tame? We need to see this because if wage demands continue to flare up, that'll add to inflation, which will make it an even tougher job of getting the economy going while also controlling inflation and not hurting the job market.